Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's round of readings. For the main part of the readings, the tarot part, I'm using Awakened Tarot. And it's by Team Rive. There's a website on here. It's at the bottom. At the bottom, I want to say it's MYRV. No, am I saying it wrong? MYRYVE.com. Right there at the bottom if you want to find more information about it. Hopefully it's focusing. And there's that information if you want to freeze frame and see what that's about. Supportive Oracle cards. One of my favorite decks. Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. And websites are... I think it's Hay House, right? I'm just a little bit slow. Yeah, hayhouse.com. They're at the bottom. hayhouse.com. If you look up the deck, though, you should be able to find it wherever you want to find it. And last but not least, I have to find a different way to do this part, but I'm still doing it the same way. But thank you for the person who gave me the idea. I keep thinking about it. I'm just not sure how I'm going to do it right now. The dice I use are from the dice shop, mathartfun.com if you want to get them. They're numbered dice, so it's like 1 to 22 for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool, and I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and then I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. So hopefully you can see that. Math Art Fun, I think is what it is. Hopefully it's not glaring. Alright. That being said, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. All right, let's go on to your reading. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Why are we so delicate with the cards? That's kind of interesting. I don't know. You got the wheel showing up, which may or may not be something you want. No, I'll leave it. This might be a very enjoyable read. We got to get through it. I feel like Aries is good at letting go when they need to. I know there's a lot of different flavors of Aries. Like if you're aware of an astrological chart, there's a lot of different factors in it. So wherever you're connecting in your chart with this, like for example, I think Saturn is about work life. So if that's where you're connecting with this, it might be in this area that you're good at letting go, maybe not every area. So let's keep that in mind. But I feel like usually the Aries that I know, when it's time to let go, they let go. How long has this been going on? I'm wondering. For some of you, 7 of Swords, and then the High Priestess reversed. So, this connection could be, take it with a grain of salt, it's how it resonates for you, could be something that's came in and out, come in and out, come in and out. Maybe since you were in school, in like grade school or after, could be that long. Could be a connection with a person. Could be a business situation where it could be like, for example, maybe you worked in insurance when you were younger, then you went back into it, and it's just like you go in and out with it. Could be one of those things. Could be something with self-improvement. So like maybe you do schooling on and off. Could be something like that. It's something that's been around for a long time, but it feels like it's on and off. It feels like it's on and off. Like sometimes it's stronger than others. But it seems like it's been here to some degree. It's never been completely cut off, never been completely shut down. And I get, like, with the Seven of Swords, it's kind of like sometimes I just flat out ignore it, but it doesn't seem to cause any damage, so no harm, no foul. Whatever that may be for you. I don't really know where I'm going with it, is also another level with this. It just kind of fades in and out. Maybe you don't give it too much thought because you just don't want to, which that's your prerogative. You're going to do it the way you want to do it, and that's how it's going to be done. Ten of Swords upside down is better than right side up. And the Star card out in the distance. Okay. The question is, whatever this is, I feel like there's a reason it fades in and out. Especially if it's a connection with a person. And there's a reason. There's a reason you allow it the way you allow it. But I get that maybe this is the time to kind of look at it a little bit closer. And Aries has the reputation for being a harsh energy. The thing is, it's not always. It depends on what you're dealing with and how you feel about the subject. But I'm getting like, you've been very diplomatic with this subject for a reason. You probably felt like you had to, for whatever reason. And that's fine. This doesn't have to be a harsh moment, but they're saying this is a moment where you kind of have to decide, what do you really want from this? Because it's just kind of fluttering in and out, fluttering in and out. Does it really serve your life? If it does, maybe it's time to anchor it in a little stronger. If it doesn't, maybe it's time to like cut that loose and kind of like, hey, it was cool, but I think we're done. I don't know why, but I feel like it feels like a halfway energy for Aries. And if there's one thing I feel, and I could be wrong, but this is how I feel for Aries, and I feel like people have backed it up a couple times. If you do it halfway, it's a fail. I just feel anything Aries does halfway becomes a fail. There must be exceptions to that, obviously. But 9 times out of 10, I feel like Aries, if they do something halfway, it fails. It's either you're in, and then if you're going to win it, or you're out. If you do it halfway, it just feels like it becomes a mess. It's not even like a fail. It's kind of like a muddled mess. So if I was going to use a house as an analogy, maybe you have a partner and they want to purchase a house, and you're like, I don't really want to, but I guess I'll go along with it. The house just becomes a disaster. It just never really shapes up like it needs to. It's kind of like, I feel like if I'm going to go like, yes, I'll do it, I should have invested into it and made it a beautiful thing. If I didn't want to do it, I should have said no. Instead of saying no, I kind of like, it's okay. And then it just became a disaster. Kind of like, I really shouldn't have done this because I didn't really want to, and now it's a disaster. I feel like I'm stuck with it. Whatever this is, I feel like it's time to make your decision. And it's kind of like the long game. I do feel like it's the long game. And this is an interesting card because it may look like you're walking away, but it's either you're walking towards it or walking away from it. It's one of the two. Because I feel like whatever this is, I either have to choose it and go towards it, or I have to shut it down and walk away from it. So it depends on you which way this is going. It's a general read, let's remember, okay? You've held on to it in a very random way up to this point. But now it's kind of like, all right, this is not serving you. It's either taking up space and blocking you from a new beginning, or it's the potential for a literal new beginning because engaging in it fully will be a totally new flavor. And they're kind of like pushing for that. Either do or don't. The halfway thing is just not helping you. It's just not working with this. And I feel like if you look at this, if this reading is hitting, you know why that's a problem. If this reading is hitting. I wouldn't say it's a little decision, but I feel like I need to be at peace with what's going on here because I'm holding the line, but I don't see Aries as somebody who just watches the door. Aries goes down in the dungeon and searches things out, or goes out in the wilderness and helps people. Or Aries is a moving energy, not somebody who just stands guard. And I feel like I got to be peace with, like, I've been standing guard for too long and this is not right. And then when this one comes in, I need to just make a plan, maybe a loose plan, but some sort of plan for where I want to be. And it could be a loose plan, how I'm going to get there. This is where I want to be. So like the loose plan might be, it's okay, it's over to the west, it's X amount of miles. I plan to drive myself, and I need X amount of dollars to get there. So like it could be a loose plan, but I have to have some sort of plan to get there. Some type of like, okay, this is what I need to do, and these are the things I need to achieve to make that happen. Doesn't mean I have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in right in order, but it means like I have certain things I have to achieve, X amount of money, suitable transportation, got to deal with things I'm going to let go of, got to decide what I'm going to bring with me, got to decide where I'm going to be when I get there, stuff like that. It's time to make the plan. Even if that is like letting it go, whatever that is. This is an interesting reading because it's going to depend on what you dealing with and what you really want, because the current energy of whatever you're dealing with feels neglected. It's like it's not going to make it. I feel like this is becoming a problem. It's not going to make it the way it's going. The way I'm looking at this card is like if these people don't come in out of the cold soon, they're going to succumb to the elements, and that's not going to be good. The offer is here. I also feel like this is one of those things where no decision is still a decision, because this is going to, I feel like this is not going to go away. It's just going to kind of linger there if you don't make a decision in a weird way that's not going to help you, because there's this not moving forward energy. This is waiting for direction energy. This is kind of like it's just going to do what it knows. It's not going to do anything different. That's kind of what this feels like with the Page of Pentacles. It's going to be active, doing the same thing it's always done, but it's not going to advance without you telling it to advance. It's just kind of like floating here in a way that's not helpful. And we need to take that and we need to transform it into prosperity, and that's you. Either a yes or no, making that decision will bring prosperity in this subject for you. The wheel is going to turn, by the way. So if you're kind of like, I don't know about it just yet, maybe you're hemming and hawing, the wheel is going to turn soon. And the Chariot comes in a question of loyalty, and the Page of Fire reversed comes in. This energy is waiting for you to make a decision. This energy is not doing anything. This weird moment comes in, where this random moment comes in where they need to make a choice and they're not. You need to make a choice. So whatever this situation is, coming up fairly soon, if I'm going to make it really simple, if it was a relationship, for example, maybe you know this person, you're friends, they want a relationship with you, but they're not going to push for it. You know they want that, and you're not really sure if you do or you don't. I feel like there's a moment where somebody's interested in them. And they're looking to you, like they're asking you, should I go with that? In other words, do you want me or do you not want me? And that I should go with that because you don't want me anyway. If it flounders, I'm getting just if you're like, I don't know, you have to make up your own mind. I feel like you have to just put it in terms of this. I don't want to make a decision for somebody else, but I'm going to be like, well, there's nothing going to happen between you and I, so I don't know. You have to do what you think is right. That's making a decision. That's kind of saying, well, I'm not choosing you, so I don't know what you're going to do, but there's nothing happening here. I don't know. Like, I hope you're not walking away from it thinking I'm going to choose you because I'm not going to choose you, or vice versa. Actually, maybe we should make a go of it. That's another way. Like, oh, if you want them, go for them, but otherwise, maybe we could make something. I would choose you. If you want to choose me, I'll choose you. It's going with what you really want. I used the relationship analogy, but this could be a work situation. It's just the one that popped into my head first, so I went with it. You can't pick their success. Remember that. This is an odd card for this. You can't pick their success. And I don't really see Aries normally trying to do that, but there might be a long history that for some reason maybe you feel like I have to choose what they want. Depends what's going on here. You may have connections with them, long-term connections, and you feel like maybe I have to choose what they want. It's going to have a shelf life. It's not a good idea. I hate that I'm going to get this analogy, and I know I'm probably going to get some heat for it, but it's what's coming in. Maybe you have a child or two with this person. I'm using the relationship thing again. and you're feeling like, well, we have kids together, so I should choose what they want because of this connection. It's going to have a shelf life. It's going to self-destruct if you choose what they want. If you actually want that, choosing that will be a success. If you choose what they want, it's going to have a shelf life. Ask yourself if that makes sense to you. Have you chosen things that other people have wanted and it only lasts so long anyway? How long can you convince yourself to choose what somebody else wants? How long can you go along with that? So, like, readings are for entertainment purposes only. Take it with a mountain worth of salt. They're saying choosing theirs, what they want, even if you feel like it's the right thing to do, is going to have a shelf life. Look at your own life. Does that make sense? Where you've chosen what other people have wanted you to choose before? How long has it lasted? Were you thankful that you did that? Choose what you want. Let go of the restraints. Choose what you actually want to happen, and let life flourish. Let that new beginning come in, whatever it is. If it aligns with what they want, great. If it doesn't, then don't go that way. Just make sure you choose what you truly want. And if you're like, well, I don't know if I want that, how long has this been going on for? So I've had this conversation with somebody. I don't know if they were an Aries, but it was like 7-ish years they were. I don't know, I think it was 7 years, and they're like, I don't know if I want to be with them. And I'm like, you don't know after 7 years? I would say that you don't. If you haven't figured it out after 7 years, I'm just saying. I mean, you do you make your own decisions, but like after 7 years, you haven't figured it out? I think you have. I think you just don't want to admit the answer. After 7 years, I feel like you should know. I'm just saying. That's not usual for Aries to not, but there might be a reason for it. Believe it or not, you take the randomness out of the situation by you choosing, you're going to ground it. The wheel came out, but upside down after this. You take the play out of the situation. You take that possibility. You take that right out of that. If somebody's like holding on, hoping you're going to choose them for a relationship, and you say, you know what, it's a no. You take that energy right out of it. It will solve something. They may not like you, but maybe they don't need to. I don't know what to say. I'm getting that if you shut it down, it's no longer a problem. And I feel like there's a lot better social connections. They may not like you, but other people may. Disconnecting from something that has just been lingering off and on for the longest time and shutting it down finally might be the best idea you've had in a long time. For whoever that hits for, it hits for. So no offense. Hopefully it's not offensive. Your energy will go better. I feel like your energy will rise making this decision. Be it left or right, wherever it needs to go. By making the decision and committing to it, because I feel like when Aries says, well, this is the answer, I do feel like you back it up. Your energy will rise because of that. There's other things coming in here. Like I showed the prosperity. Like prosperity, new beginnings can come in. I showed those. It's waiting to happen. Something new will come. These are the ending cards. There's something with friendship keeps coming in. Like not just the Three of Cups, which is a friendship card. Literally in this Oracle deck, there's a friendship card. Better social connections for you. Social connections that actually work for you and link up with the way you actually feel. Maybe you've been putting up with some connections that you're like, I just feel like I have to be okay with it, so I kind of mute my own energy to get along with everybody else. That's not going to be a thing anymore. You're going to realize that, I maybe waited way too long to do this, but it will free you. Kind of like, yeah, but I finally did it, so I'm not going to let that hold me down. Maybe I waited too long, but still, better late than never. Let's go now. And it's going to open up your energy. A better social connection. I keep getting that. So social energies might be changing or just evolving. Depends on what's going on for you. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.